What's good, Outlaws? It's your boy, the True 777. Hey, so look, Switch 2 dropped, and it was really just a reveal of how it looked, and that was cool. I wasn't really too excited because you don't really know exactly anything new it does, seeing any games. If it has big third-party support, that's going to be a big deal. Help keep PlayStation slightly on its toes. Outside of that, I thought that was really cool. We got that Bloomberg report, so this is going to my predictions, right? Nintendo's going to do big numbers with the Switch. We already know. As soon as that drink drop in July or whenever it drop, May, because I think April is the I guess where they'll do the game reveals and the price. So then they'll probably drop right literally the month behind that. Yeah, Switch is going to do big numbers. They'll be fine. It's Nintendo. As long as they have the Nintendo properties, they'll be fine. Especially if it gets third party support, that'll be Nintendo's big foray into the next generation, I guess you can say, because they're a generation ahead. How I judge it, they're a generation ahead. They're not in the same generation as the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X because you don't get a renew for me. Like that Wii U was the one that was with the 4 and the Xbox One X, and then they did the Switch, which put them a whole generation ahead. With that being said, uh, Xbox is gonna have probably the best gaming lineup, honestly, probably for like the next year, legitimately for the next year, going probably into 2026, if we being just extremely honest. Um, I think Sony jacked themselves, and with the new Bloomberg report saying that uh, Sony just canceled two more live service games from Bluepoint, and they better not close neither one of them studios down. Like, I'm being so sincere. They better take them L's because that was their mistake for listening to Jim Ryan on that dumb live service kick on having everybody do that. Blue Point's too talented. They need their opportunity. And Bend, while isn't the greatest studio, the Days Gone was solid. So with that being the case, Sony is looking like they're basically in a good space because Microsoft chose to move the way they move. Nintendo is going to do what they do, and Sony is just going to pretty much coast for the next year. I'm still looking forward to Marathon. That I'm pretty sure Marathon will be huge. Not like I'm not talking about like Grand Theft Auto. I'm talking about like huge, like what's the middling live service games like a Hell Divers type. Trying to think of like a Sea of Thieves type of thing, but from the beginning, like where Sea of Thieves is now, but from the beginning, where WWE 2K wrestling is, where those middling live service games are that are doing good, but they're not like breaking the bank, right? Fair Games, I have a lot of faith in Fair Games. To be honest with you, I think that one may be able to push the envelope and be just a tad bit above good, not going into that Minecraft or well, Minecraft isn't really like a heavy microtransaction game, but not going into that Fortnite space, but just below that. Um, so that's what I'm thinking for the year. I'm thinking that Sony is going to ride the coattails on the fact that Microsoft games are coming to PlayStation, which helps them out. They better thank Microsoft for that one. And the Nintendo Switch is going to take some of their thunder, and then they're going to have more second and third party exclusive deals to carry them throughout this year, which is fine by me because I've been enjoying my PlayStation. 1,000 hours in last year, 1,500 hours a year before that, 1,200 I think the year before that. So I'm not hurting. Like I'm not in a space where it's like, oh, PlayStation. But I will say this: PlayStation is going to still ride this steadily boring, absolutely boring state of plays. I don't even think they're doing showcases no more. Just these boring state of plays that have like all it's gonna be like it's like just steadily good. They're okay. They're okay to good, never bad, but they're boring. You know what I mean? Because it's not like a lot of excitement pieces. Like Ghost of Yote in the last state of play was like they did that for a reason because that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna do like a big reveal and they'll have like 4 or 5 state of plays this year as they did last year and they'll go from there. So I just what I feel Sony is. I do feel like Sony also is finally getting caught up with their little COVID section because they had their cross-gen games that they could rely on, and now they're starting to hit. I think they're just getting out of their COVID section. You know, you had the Spider-Man 2 year where it was only Spider-Man 2, and then this year, and I think they'll have a solid year this year again with Ghost of Yotei, Marathon, Fair Games. Just like they had a solid year this year with, well, Concord was the worst game of the generation, but um, Astrobot, and then they had Helldivers. So two big successes. Same thing for this year. 3 games, not a big deal. I think 2026 is going to be where Sony gets back on track and starts catching up, and hopefully they don't do nothing this stupid again to where they fall off this hard, especially with the COVID year. And it's like I said, as far as Xbox, they just going to be the best third party they can be. They going to kill it with South of Midnight. I think this might be their first year. They may, if not win Game of the Year, Fable comes out. I would like them to win Game of the Year for Fable, just off the fact that Fable is my favorite Xbox game. But if not, you know, Ghost of Yotei, there'll be a bunch of games that'll come out that we don't know about as well that may win it. But this is Xbox, one of Xbox's best years that they'll have. And everybody's going to be happy to be able to enjoy themselves. People will still bicker and fight. That's all I wanted to say. I wanted to get a quick video out. And I'll be back on rotation after this. So